Hi, so it's the 22nd of December 2021, and I thought I'd give an update to how my recovery is going. So it's been 3 weeks to the day that I had a L5-S1 TLIF fusion surgery, and I had that due to recurrent disc herniations following 2 different discectomies 2 weeks before, and then also I think 5 weeks before that. So 3 surgeries in just over 2 months. There was obviously a lot of inflammation in the site. Wasn't very happy. My surgeon warned me that when I woke up from my surgery that he'd pulled on my nerve root a lot to get the disc that was stuck to it off. So he said to expect a lot of nerve pain, which I have been experiencing over the past 3 weeks. Anyway, so when I woke up from my surgery, I actually felt pretty good. I had a wound drain in, I had an anesthetic directly into my wound, both of which stayed for 48 hours. And I also had a PCA in, a fentanyl drip, that I could hit the button whenever I wanted painkillers, and that was really nice. And I also had a catheter in, which really sucked. I really hate having catheters. I had one back when I was 15 years old, I think, and really, really horrible to have. But that certainly stayed in for 24 hours, so that was good. On the Friday, so I had the surgery on the Wednesday. On the Friday, so 2 days later, everything came out. So I was not hooked up to anything, which in that essence was nice, not be hooked up. I could kind of move around a bit more. But that meant I was on oral pain medications only, and that was quite tough. From the Friday until I went home, I think I went home on the Saturday, but for the next couple of days, it was just, the pain was horrible. Just because I was on the oral pain medications, I was nauseous. And, I got home on Saturday, I threw up that night, Saturday night, couldn't really move, so I was kind of leaning over the side of my bed, throwing up, which was not a pretty sight, but that got better quickly. Within 24 hours, I felt much better, sickness-wise. But the pain has been there for the past 3 weeks for sure. My doctor warned me, as I mentioned, about that nerve pain, and he was definitely not kidding. So when it actually hurts a lot more to lie down than it does to sit and stand. Sitting down still hurts quite a bit at the moment. I get quite stiff. I've been sitting down now for maybe about 45 minutes, sitting behind me, and then I moved over here. But I'm going to go for a walk after this, but sitting down just for a long time I can't really do still. And lying down, so going to bed at night, I dread it because it's quite painful, especially on that left nerve. I have pain on the really lower back, so my actual wound doesn't hurt anymore. I can press it in and nothing's too bad, but on the bottom, kind of below the wound, kind of just above the butt, I guess, on both sides, I actually have quite a bit of pain. Before the surgery, I was only getting it on the left side. Now it's on both sides, and around the hips as well. But it's mainly, I think, it's definitely nerve pain on that left side. The right side, I don't really know what that is. I don't think it's nerve pain, but who knows. And painkillers don't do a huge amount for it, and it kind of comes and goes. I don't know what it is. The other thing was, on my 2-week appointment, I saw my physio, and things are kind of going well. Overall, my mobility is not too bad for 3 weeks out at the moment. I can do a lot of things. It just kind of hurts throughout the day. Walking is the one thing I can do that actually doesn't hurt that much, which is nice. But I definitely don't feel like I'm normal again. But I think this stuff is slow, so it's highly surprising. From a lot of other people's videos I've watched, it takes 3 months before you start to feel normal again, if that. So I'm excited, but it's going to be a while. The other thing was, so at my 2-week appointment, my doctor came to see me and he said, the piece of disc they actually took out to do the fusion, they sent it off for some analysis, and it turns out that they did find some kind of bacterial contamination in it. Now he said that the type of bacteria that was found, it's potentially a contamination just of the process, but just to be cautious because I've had so many surgeries in such a short space of time, that he's referred me to an infectious disease specialist, and I got some blood cultures done. The blood cultures were negative, and I read that in 50% of deep infection, spine infections, that is the case, that your blood cultures are negative. And my infectious disease specialist said to err on the side of caution, I was going to go on an extended course of antibiotics. So I have penicillin and I think it's rifamycin. I'm about to go pick that up from the chemist, but it turns my pee orange apparently, which should be interesting. But anyway, so not an ideal situation. I'm wondering whether or not this pain that I'm feeling my right side is kind of some latent infection that's coming on. Part of me hopes it is, because then I can just take the antibiotics and it goes away. But also I know that that's not a really good thing to wish for. So who knows, I just kind of hope that pain goes away. But the antibiotics have made me quite nauseous, and that hasn't been a particularly nice couple of days taking them. I also got my COVID booster on Thursday, the day I went to my 2-week appointment last week. And so I was having chills and nausea from that. And when my infectious disease consultant asked me, have you been having these symptoms? I said, well, yeah, I have, but it's hard to tell what it's from, if I actually have an infection there or not. Who knows? Anyway, so I'm on those antibiotics for about 6 weeks from now. The original plan was for me to go back to work in early January, so that's in, I think, a week and a half to 2 weeks. I think I can go back and do probably some computer work at work, but sorry, computer just cut out there for a sec. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm work in a research lab, so there's a lot of bending, lifting, and twisting involved. So I don't think I'll be going back and doing that anytime soon. My surgeon actually told me that he wasn't going to put restrictions on bending necessarily, but just that I shouldn't lift anything above a couple of kilos, and that I shouldn't really twist that much. He just kind of said bend as much as it's comfortable, but at this point bending isn't particularly comfortable, so that's kind of my restrictions, I suppose. But yeah, overall, I'm excited to be pain-free. I'm far from pain-free now, but I can at least stand up straight. I can, wander down to the shops, wander back. I can go out for meals as long as I'm not feeling nauseous. From after my second discectomy, I feel like I've got a bit more of my life back at least, and I just hope that I keep getting better. I'm excited to get back cycling again. I've watched a lot of people's videos where they've gone back to sport after fusion surgeries, and I was a sporty person beforehand, and I really want to be sporty again. Yeah, I've been doing sort of physio exercises that they've told me to do, but there's a few things I can't do. So bridges, for example, they said I should probably start trying to do those. I can't put any power through my feet when I'm kind of lying down. That pain throughout my very, very lower back and into my kind of hip region, that's just too much to do. Probably the most annoying thing at the moment, especially, is that pain in my hips and very lower back glute region. It just means that I can't lie down without it being incredibly painful. I lie on my side, and that's how I get to sleep. And when I wake up in the morning, it's actually not too bad. But when I lie down after being up for more than an hour or so, it's just I can't really lie down, which sucks. But I'm hoping that changes pretty soon. Anyway, so that's my 3-week appointment, 3-week update. I'll try and make another one of these around 8 weeks. I think when I go back for my 8-week appointment, I get my x-rays done to see how the fusion's actually taking hold. Hopefully it is. Hopefully by that point I can be close to finishing my antibiotic regiment, and any infection that could have been there is gone. Let's hope that that happens. I'm also taking some probiotics to help with that, all the antibiotics that I'm taking as well. Trying to eat as many bacteria-rich foods, yogurt, milk, high-fiber foods, that kind of stuff. Anyway, so that's how I'm going. Yeah, also trying not to catch COVID right now. I've had my booster shots, but coughing really hurts at the moment, and I can't imagine having symptomatic COVID and coughing my guts out right now. I'm avoiding everyone at the moment, which around Christmas time is kind of hard, but what can you do? Anyway, Merry Christmas if you're watching this now. Otherwise, I'll see you in a few weeks.